What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and today we gotta discuss downgrades. We already talked about players that should get the extra bump, the nod of approval, some improvements for FIFA 21. But what about the guys that are going in the other direction? Are you with me? You better comment below. I'm giving you 10 names. There's plenty of names. I could go through league by league, club by club, and really dissect so many different types of players and the caliber and who should get a small increase or a decrease and so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, downgrades will typically be with some of the larger clubs, higher rated players. I've polled you guys on Twitter. I've seen your responses. You're talking about the main streamers. If you want more of this goodness, drop a like. We are ready for FIFA 21 to go ahead and roll out. Red carpet, please. Give me a premiere. Leak me some information. We do have an announcement schedule that has not been announced, but it's for this month, if that makes any sense. We have a list and an order, but we don't have the dates. It just says sometime in August. Very EA fashion. Criteria. Important. Pay attention. Decent rating. We're not talking about guys that are 75 and should go to a 70. We're looking at higher rated players. This is a downgrade in FIFA. I say that because it's not just about IRL performance on the actual pitch. It deals with age, deals with injuries. Shoot, we've seen players have decent seasons, and just because they got a year older, they still receive the downgrade. Also, I'd like to reiterate, whether you like it, you agree, you disagree, your club matters with your FIFA rating. If you make a transfer to a club that's less prestigious, you're more likely to receive a downgrade unless you're coming off a premium quality season. Undeniable. Credit has to be given. Make sense? We on the same page? These comments about to be enjoyable, perhaps. They're gonna be interesting, perhaps. They're gonna give us something to talk about, perhaps. And the order's not relevant, but I've got 10 names. Shall we get started? De Gea, 89 overall. United fans, does he keep the 89? I can't see it. I'm not a magician. I'm not a palm reader. I don't know the future, but he did not do enough, in my opinion, to retain an 89. How much of a drop off? That could be debated. In fact, in the comments, as I go through this list, because I know we're all gonna have opinions, tell me what their ratings should be. If I give you all my ratings, you're just jumping out of windows, going off the cliff, critiquing everything, so detailed, so minute. To hang on to it, to grab onto it. De Gea does not keep an 89. Gareth Bale didn't do enough, even with Real Madrid winning La Liga. He's gonna be running an 81 or an 82 in FIFA 21. My early suggestion, prediction, expectation. We're no longer seeing panels and walkouts with Gareth Bale. I'm also curious, will EA start to take his pace down a notch or start to kill some of those key attributes that allow you to be a meta player? The past couple years, Gareth Bale's turning, it's not nearly as crisp, not as agile, dealing with a bulldozer. This man drives the truck, Ford F-150. Give me that excursion, I'll take the Escalade. But you're not always looking for that type of experience for your wingers, even for your strikers, especially not in FIFA 20 where you needed all those smooth, particular, intricate side steps. We're dancing around the edge of the box. We're not done talking about goalkeepers. Kepa, we could just roll a clip or clips with some of his errors this season. I know Chelsea finished top 4, but was that due to the Kepa factor? I just imagine some awkward discussions in the locker room post certain matches. Players have to be saying, hey, Kepa, we believe in you and all. But what were you thinking right here? What were you doing in this moment? What was going through your mind when this happened? Insert a major error in judgment. It's tough to be a goalkeeper in these streets. We are very harsh, we're very critical, but he still deserves a downgrade. Hazard, cover star curse. Please, by all means, 91 overall. That also should have been in the criteria. We are only looking at baseline foot items and downgrades from that baseline. I'm not taking into consideration any informs or if they had some sort of promotional foot item. But when you start out high rated, EA definitely wants to introduce, announce, release, hit you with a pop-up, grow the hype with some upgrades, regardless of on the pitch performance. Hazard's got to go down. I'm not saying he's falling off the curb, but he just can't be a 91. His season does not promote that, support that. This is not a fundraiser. Pogba, Oh, love him. I'm a major fan, massive supporter. In the past decade, he's one of the most just raw, talented, unmatched, dynamic maestro technicians in the midfield. He can give you a little bit of everything: versatility, the size, the skills, the way that he reads the game, especially when he's at his best and he's confident. But 88 overall, did he play enough for that? Do you feel he contributed enough to really retain an 88 overall? I don't think so. But Pogba is a gift to the beautiful game, undoubtedly. And I hope and I believe we still have groundbreaking, mesmerizing, not just moments, but a complete season or seasons for Mr. Pogba. Mesut Özil feel as if he needs a change of scenery, even with him aging, which does play a factor for this downgrade. To go with, of course, his impact on the pitch, his style of play, and some of the precise passing and the vision. But the fact that Mesut Ozil's never relied on physical attributes, he might not age like fine wine, but he should not age like milk. I'll just leave it there. But he can't keep the 84. Higuaín. Man, I've been a member of his complete career, supported heavy at Real Madrid. Good times, good vibes. Put on a clinic at Napoli, especially that one season where he had 30 plus goals. Really gave him a complete resurgence. Of course, went to Juventus. But if you're an aging striker and you're not in the produce section when you go to the grocery store, plus Higgy's not big on usability in FIFA as is, EA doesn't lose by downgrading Higuaín. Don't come after the messenger. Chiellini, legend, potentially a future icon. But if you got injury issues, you've got age, this man's 35. That equals out to a downgrade. There's no chance that he could keep an 89. You got to get minutes. It's quite simple. Mike's math equation. It was inevitable. You can't beat Father Time. But Chiellini, you, my friend, are beloved by the Italian community. Cavani still reminds me of a demigod. Looks like a model, but he's aging. Not gonna be at PSG, so he's gonna have a downgrade most likely in terms of clubs. And he didn't play a lot of games this past season. I could see a significant drop off for Cavani. Big numbers. In order to retain an 85 plus rating, you gotta have a solid season. Can you really argue against that? I'm all about the logic, and I played a lot of FIFA. Experience, enthusiast. I know the ins, I know the outs. I know the factors. That's why I give you the criteria. Tell you to get your notepad out. Listen up, youngin'. I will say this. Like to follow with some positivity. Cavani has always been a true center forward. I've been a lightweight fan. I respect what he's accomplished in his career, whether that's on the national team, PSG, Napoli. Ooh, A9 skills, beastin' and feastin'. And he's got that flow. I can't be the only one that wants to touch his hair or would be open to it. Maybe I am the only one. I don't know. On a side note, Silva's gonna also be losing that 87 overall rating. It's the same programming and procedure. He's older, he's had a lot of success moving clubs. Last but not least, Rakitić. Since transferring from Sevilla to Barcelona, has he made a difference? Has he been impactful? Abso-freaking-lutely. No one's taken that away from him. Has played a major factor in Barcelona's success. Of course, being a member of the Croatian national team. But I just feel as if he's on the downward sector of his career. Maybe the second half or towards the end of the career. You're in your 30s. No longer as dominant in the midfield. No longer offering that same package, the proper collective, the all-encompassing. But I would never take away or discredit his ability to be world class. He has that claim. I'm not sure what's next for Rakitić, but we're taking this from a FIFA route. Did he do enough to retain an 86? No, I don't think so. And I'm not a cynical guy. I'm just giving you my subjective opinion. And there's logic, there's statistics. If you watch football, I think it makes sense. I'll even take this a little further. Busquets and PK, 88, 89. They could also be receiving some sort of downgrade. I told you it's not easy to retain even an 85 plus rating. Those guys are knocking on the door to 90. Just an observation. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop some love. It's free to subscribe. This is gonna have an interesting comment section. There's many names that have been left out. I wanted to give you a 10-piece special, and you can let me know if we should have a follow-up, if we should do this league-based, so you can start getting into a lot more clubs, maybe going through each team and picking a player. I've had a few different ideas and concepts regarding upgrades and downgrades. It's just a matter of how complicated or how complex you want to make the video, but I have a lot more content coming out for you ASAP.